Hello and welcome. This is Katie. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm excited to be back with another project. This time we're going to use one stamp, one die, and some pattern paper to create a simple card design. Some of the products I'm going to use is some heavyweight white cardstock. I've got the Forte Boho Watercolor Element Stamp Set. I'm going to pull my sentiments from the Simple Sayings Spring Celebrations set. And then I've got a heart that I'm going to use from one of my layering dies, and then the pattern paper I'm going to use is nude to Forte. This is called Color Burst, and I just love how vibrant this pattern paper is. You get a total of 12 sheets and all different kinds of variation and color, and I love the gold veining. I hope they come out with one that's in silver as well. So the ink swatches I did, this is the Brilliance Gold Galaxy, and I think it goes perfect with the gold veining in the pattern paper. And then this is just a swatch of a bunch of different grays from all different companies that I have. It's not all my grays, but in my mind I had a light color that I wanted to use for my stamping for the background, and I'm going to use this Half Moon, we're going to call it, shape to create our background. Now, I'm starting off with my panel as 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but I will trim that down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I wanted to keep it totally simple, so I didn't add a lot of stuff to it once we get to putting the card together. But I wanted to mention that this pattern inspired me by a stamp that released recently from another company, and it's a background stamp, and I knew instantly that I didn't need to buy it because I had this shape in my stash in my stamps. So check your stash. You might find something that is similar that you can use to create or recreate a stamp that's newly been released without actually having to go and buy something new. Now, like I said, the light color I had in my mind, but I end up using off camera. I just did this one panel. I did the other two off camera. And here's the one we just finished that, again, is the Platinum Planet in the Brilliance ink pad, and it gives a nice little shimmer on the outline of the stamp. Now this is the Color Hive in Fog, a little bit darker than I wanted, but I wanted to share with you just to give you some ideas and inspiration for other colors. And then of course the yellow there was the Galaxy Gold. Now I die cut my heart shape out of my pattern paper, and I did cut an additional 120 pound weight piece of cardstock to add my heart to. So the pattern paper, the Color Burst, is a little on the thin side, so I wanted to make sure that my heart had a little bit of dimension and a little bit of sturdiness. Now you could add more layers of white cardstock if you want to have a little bit more dimension, but I just wanted to do the one layer. So I'm using the Maker's Magic Crystal Clear adhesive, which I love. I love the stiffness of it. You can see it where I kind of got a little bit too much there, but it's really stiff, and I like that control in the adhesive. And so the card base is A2 size, and it's side folding, and then I'm just going to start adhering everything together. Now, when I go to put my sentiment strip on, I drop it, and you're going to see that another reason I like this glue is because it cleans up really quick and easy, like most glues, but you don't even see it, which is perfect. There's a little bit of a shadow there, but so subtle that you wouldn't even notice it if you didn't see me drop it. So I needed a little bit extra height for my sentiment strip because I had that extra heart die cut on there. So I'm just taking an extra little bit of one of my sentiment strips and adding that on to the end there to give it that height and make sure that my sentiment strip doesn't get ripped off because it's not adhered to the panel. If you have some foam tape, a little foam square or something, that'll work too. I generally try not to purchase the foam tape. Sometimes I use it, but I'm out now anyway, and so I try to use my extra scraps to create my dimension. So I'm going to do the same with this sentiment strip. First I'm going to adhere it down, and then I rummage around my desk because it's a mess and find a strip that's the same width. I mean, that's really what you're after, is the same width. Maybe a little bit less, but generally the same width. And I adhere that to the little bit of glue that's on the back of that, and then fold it up so that I can snip it easily, and then add a little bit more adhesive to adhere it down to the card panel. And then this is our last card. This is with the Color Hive ink in Fog, and because the gray is a little bit more bold, I went with a little bit softer color for the heart. So that's an option too, but there's a ton of color combinations. You could do a soft pink, a soft blue, all kinds that you can use to create this type of background on your card panels. And that is going to finish up the cards, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Be sure and check the description box below. Everything's going to be linked up down there, as well as a link to the Facebook group, The Crafter Party. That's Maker Forte's page. So be sure and join us over there and share all the products that you're creating. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll catch you in the next video.